In the beginning of the story, we are shown a family who are living a happy life. But they did not know that after a few minutes, something like this is going to happen to them, which is also scary to think about. When the husband and wife were busy in their conversation, then suddenly they start hearing the screams of people from the outside. When they left the house, they saw that there was a commotion among the people outside. People were running away from their homes as if something big was going to happen. Jason and Beth saw that our neighbors were also leaving their house in a hurry. Jason asked the neighbor, "What is the reason? Why are you leaving the house?" But they were in such a hurry that they did not answer Jason. There they saw that the neighbor's son was also packing his stuff. When Jason asked the child, "Where are you going?" the child replied that my father's friend is a government officer. He said that a very poisonous virus has spread, which turns a normal person into a monster. But then the child's mother came there and started taking him away from there. Jason asked her, "What kind of virus is this child talking about?" To which the child's mother said that there is no time to tell now. Take your wife and daughter and get as far away from this city as possible. Hearing this, Jason and Beth were very scared. After that, Jason, without thinking, starts taking his family out of the city by sitting in the car. But on the way, he saw that the neighbors who were running were returning. Seeing this, they felt even more strange. Going ahead, these people get stuck in traffic. When Jason and his family got out of the car, they saw that the only way out of the city was closed by the police. Helicopters started guarding here and there in the sky. People were told that a poisonous virus has spread in the city and you should return home quickly. Hearing this, Jason felt something strange, that when the virus has spread in the city, that instead of taking people out of the city, why are they being told to stay in the city? Then suddenly a big stone fell on their car from the nearby mountain. Seeing this, those people got very scared. The mountain started shaking. Then 2 military fighter jets came out from the back of the mountain and headed towards the city. Those 2 fighter jets started raining bombs all over the city, which turned the whole city into ashes. Jason's wife Beth immediately understood that if they had listened to the police and returned home, then their fate was going to be very bad. After that, those fighter jets started moving towards the people on the road. Seeing this, everyone was excited. Now everyone understood that the government wants to kill them. Everyone started running here and there to save their lives. But Jason and Beth understood that they can run anywhere. Those fighter jets will kill them. Then Beth turned around and saw a school on the mountain, and she thought that it would be better to save her life. After that, Jason started climbing the mountain with Beth and Zoe towards the school. The fighter jets started dropping bombs on the people present on the bridge. All 3 of them reached the school running fast, and fortunately, they find a tunnel there. And a few seconds before the bomb blast, they quickly enter that tunnel. As soon as the bunker door closed, there was a powerful explosion above. But fortunately, these people were under the bunker and their lives were saved. But the surprising thing for them was that what kind of virus was this that the government had to kill all the people in the city? They were not able to understand anything. They had just found out that if you want to stay alive, then quietly spend your life in the bunker. But the problem for them was that how long will these people live here and what will they have to do to eat and drink to fill their stomachs? The good thing was that there was a lot of expiry food there, which could last for a long time for 3 people. Jason's wife Beth was very worried. She started thinking about her daughter Zoe, that if she gets sick, what will we do about it? And when Beth closed the door, she also got hurt, which was a very deep wound. They were both worried about the fact that this poisonous virus may have attacked their body, but now was not the time to think about it. They had to make this bunker safe now so that no one could open the bunker door above. Jason closed the bunker door tightly with an iron chain and decided that now they have to hide here and spend their lives. But living under the ground was not easy. Every day the same food, muddy water to drink, and they played cards in their spare time. Their connection with the outside world was completely cut off. After living here for many days, they were very tired of this bunker. But what would they do if they went up? They could not save their lives. This life made Jason's family feel like the end of the world. Zoe asked her dad, "Dad, how long will we stay here?" Jason had no answer to this. He just told his daughter that when the virus goes out, we will go out. He puts his fingers on his daughter's eyes, and the outside world makes him imagine days went by like this and then months.
They did not know that in the wait to get out, they have spent more than 300 days here in this bunker. Zoe looks at the outside world through her mother's made periscope. The outside world was full of destruction, as if the whole world had burned to ashes. There was no sign of any human being there. Seeing all this, the little girl felt that maybe we are the last survivors of this world. Her mother reassured her not to think so. Maybe your friends are also hiding somewhere like us. It was night, and it was time for dinner. They had little food left. That's why the three of them were eating a little and working. But today, Zoe's stubbornness gave her a whole can. When Zoe opened the tin box, she saw that the tin box was empty from the inside. There was a small hole behind this box. Maybe something was stolen from it. Beth checked all the remaining boxes and found that all 12 boxes were empty. Seeing this, she was very upset because this was her 2 weeks' ration. Beth looked at the ventilation net and guessed that maybe a rat came in and took the food. Beth said that if it is a rat, it will have to be killed soon or it will ruin all our food. Seeing her sad face, Jason reassured her not to worry about the little things. Even if the food is over, I will go upstairs and get some stuff. The next day, when Zoe was playing with her mother in the blocks, a faint sound came from behind. When Zoe turned around and saw, a rat came in again to steal the food. Before the rat ran away, Zoe immediately called her parents. Today she had to kill this rat at any cost. Jason took out a knife in anger and went ahead to cut it into pieces. But that little rat came out very fast. He ran away from Jason's attack while saving himself and also dropped the Laltine on the table. As soon as he was about to enter his hole, Beth suddenly slapped and killed the rat. They were all happy to kill the rat, but on the other hand, the fire began to increase. Jason ran and closed the Laltine, but the Laltine was very hot that Jason's hand was burned and the Laltine's glass burst and the whole table was on fire. Beth tried to tear the curtain and extinguish the fire. Jason took out half a bucket of water from the tap and put it on the fire. They both extinguished the fire, but the danger did not go away, but it was going to be even more difficult for them because they had extinguished the fire, but the smoke coming out of the fire had filled the entire bunker with smoke, and that smoke was slowly coming out of the ventilation net. Seeing this, they were all scared, because this smoke was showing their place to be there. Now everyone was holding their breath. Jason said that maybe the darkness of the night will hide the smoke, and no one will know about our place. The three of them kept awake in the shadow of fear all night. The next morning, they looked out of the periscope for their own comfort, and the ground creaked under their feet. They saw that there was a whole cloud of smoke outside. Seeing this, their anxiety began to increase. They were convinced that their place was open. Then Beth said that if the smoke has risen, then there must be ash also which can be found in our place while investigating. So now we have to clean the ash. After which the husband and wife decided to go out and clean. Before leaving, Jason told his daughter Zoe to promise him that no matter what happens, you don't have to go out. After making a promise to his daughter, he opened the lock of the door. He listened carefully to the voices outside, and when he was sure that there was no one outside, then the two opened the bunker door and left. Now his daughter was left alone inside. She was waiting for her parents. But after waiting for a long time when her parents did not come back, she climbed on the stool and began to see the situation outside the binoculars. Soon she saw that her parents were trying to hide the bunker door. But then Zoe saw something that caught her breath. She saw that a black shadow was rapidly approaching her in the far jungle. The girl shouted loudly and told her father to look behind, but the distance was too far. Her parents could not hear her. In fear, the girl forgot her fear and climbed the stairs and came out of the bunker. As soon as she came out, she realized that her parents were no longer there. The girl began to call her parents in anxiety. Suddenly, someone grabbed her face from behind. It was none other than her mother. A few seconds later, a pack of wild deer quickly passed through there. Although the three survived, but the fear of the deer increased even more. These deer were definitely trying to escape from the bunker. Everyone realized the danger, and they quickly ran back to the bunker and went inside the bunker. Jason closed the bunker door with wooden straps and tied it tightly with an iron chain, and told everyone to stay quiet. Then she heard the sound of footsteps from above. It felt like someone was coming towards the bunker door. He was spinning around the bunker for these three slowly started moving forward from the bunker door, and maybe whatever was above did not notice that there was someone in the bunker below. Zoe began to cry out of fear.
The deer silenced her and said that if the sound goes out, everything will be over. The three of them were slowly moving ahead of the bunker door. They were moving ahead of the bunker door because even if someone opened the bunker door from above, we could not see him below. But then Zoe picked up the doll and its rope got stuck in a screw. The screw began to loosen slowly. Seeing this, Jason and Beth were suffocated because the rope was connected to the doll's voice switch. Before they could do anything, the screw came out of a shock, and at the same moment, voices started coming from inside the doll. Jason immediately tore the doll and broke the speaker inside it. But now it was too late. The thing above was following them, and they had been spotted. Suddenly, a loud bang came from above, and then the sound of heavy steps stopped directly at the bunker door. He finally found their hideout and started trying to open it. He was pushing the bunker lid hard, and despite being chained, the danger was clearly felt. And the demon above had found that there was definitely someone below, although the door was fastened with strong chains. But in front of the terrible power of that thing, those chains started breaking one by one. Seeing this, Jason knew that the door would not last long, so he quickly ran inside and started removing the water pump pipe. Here, Beth also showed courage and climbed the stairs and tried to pull the chain and keep the door closed, but still, the iron lid slowly started opening. Just then, a black shadow appeared on the door, whose eyes were shining like a bulb, as if the death of the three was looking at them from above. Jason attacked him with the pipe without thinking, which made him fall back. Jason quickly trapped the pipe in the door and closed the door, and the thing ran away from there. But Jason's body was still trembling badly. He could never even think that there were not only merciless soldiers in the outside world, but also dangerous demons were roaming. The whole family sits sad near the stairs, because now their place had been revealed. Now, at any time, there could have been an attack on them, and they had also realized that this time one had come, but the next time when they come, their number will be quite large, and we will not be able to do anything in front of them. After a while, suddenly, the closet began to shake. Jason and Beth understood that he had also called his other companions. From above, the sounds of fast footsteps began to be heard, as if thousands of creatures were running on their heads. Then they all gathered at the door of the bunker. Jason, Beth, and Zoe were trembling under their fear. Then they suddenly started a powerful attack. This time the power was much more. The strong iron door broke and fell down, and many eyes began to shine on the door of the bunker, which they began to run behind in fear. But those demons were also following them. Beth threw her oil lamp and set fire to her and her middle curtain, and holding the closet, the two blocked the way between them. They all quickly ran inside the bunker, but they knew that all this could not stop them for long. They had no way to escape. Then the girls saw a ventilation opening towards the ground. Jason broke it with force and pushed his wife and daughter out with all his might. But when he tried to get out, he got stuck because of the tight space. On the other hand, the demons were moving towards him. Now Jason had to get out of here somehow. He couldn't see any other way, so he broke his shoulder bone, which made him scream in pain, but he quickly took care of himself and went into the ventilation. Without wasting time, Beth pulled Jason out with all her strength. As soon as Jason was about to come out, a huge creature came and grabbed Jason's leg. Jason understood that it was impossible to save him now. Jason said to his wife, "Whatever happens, don't let anything happen to Zoe." And the next moment, the demon pulls him into the bunker. But Jason, instead of being afraid of the demon in the bunker, he says to her, "Let me see how much strength you have." When Beth and Zoe looked down, there were screams coming from the bunker. Beth understood that her husband was fighting to give her time to run. She took her daughter out of there in pain and came a long way from the demon. But while running, she felt something strange. She saw that the highway that used to open to the outside world was now a high wall. That is, no one can get out of this city now. That's when a helicopter came flying from afar. When Beth looked back, it was an army helicopter. That helicopter came to them quickly and shone its bright spotlight on them. As soon as they were about to run from there, a big net fell on them from above, in which they both got stuck. They both tried to get themselves out of the net as much as possible, but the net caught them badly. Beth saw from the middle of the net that some green-eyed black shadows were coming to her. That's when we learned the real secret of the story. These yellow-eyed people holding the gun, whom we thought were demons, were actually not infected with an alien or virus, but they were military soldiers wearing gas masks and night vision glasses. The same eyes whose yellow shine was showing them a different world. But the question arises that why were the last army enemies of these people? You will find out all this secret in the rest of the story. And now, Beth and Zoe were both in the control of these soldiers.
One of them took out a big injection and hid it in their necks. When their blood was tested, it was found that both of them were infected with a poisonous virus, which means that both of them are a threat to this earth. That is, they will be killed now. In fact, when the virus first spread, many people in this small city had come under its control. This virus spread from the air, and this virus from one person to another person very quickly. Infected people themselves did not even know that they were sick, and the government had no antidote to stop this virus. Other than killing infected people, the government had no other way. Beth cries and says, "Please let my daughter go." When Beth saw that these soldiers were not even going to let her little daughter go, she got angry. Black marks began to appear on her face. But before she could do anything, a bloodbath broke out from the... It was no one else but Jason. In fact, Jason did not die in the bunker, but he lost control of himself and killed all the soldiers there. At that time, he was very angry. The black marks on his face and eyes were red with anger, and his physical strength had increased many times. And it was clear that he was not the old Jason, but he was seen in a different form. He started slapping the soldiers and killing them, but he could not stop the bullets of the hot weapons and fell to the ground. When the soldiers moved towards Beth and Zoe, they both broke the trap and ran away. Soldiers started looking for them here and there, but they did not realize that Beth had also turned into a demon. She hid Zoe in a car and started fighting those soldiers. She killed many soldiers and fell to the roof of the car by shooting herself. Her daughter saw all this. Seeing the condition of her parents, she also lost her mind in anger. In a jump, she dropped a soldier and broke his mask and was about to kill him, but Beth stopped him in time. She did not want her daughter to turn into a demon. Beth calmed him down. Gradually, the greenness of the girl's veins disappeared, and she turned back into a human being. But the soldier's fate was not so good. His safety mask was broken, and he gradually became infected with the virus. On the other hand, Jason's condition was very serious. He looked at his daughter's face and twisted his 2 fingers out of her eyes, and Jason closed his eyes forever. At the same time, another helicopter came. Beth ran away with her daughter. Passing through the rubble, they entered a tunnel. Then a light fell on their eyes. Looking at it, it was found that there was a small boy in the neighborhood whom we saw at the beginning of the story. Then they both followed him. That boy took them to a tunnel like a cave where the boy's parents and many other people were hiding. Actually, there were people infected with the virus like them. To stay alive, they were all forced to live like rats in the dark. This virus was dangerous, but not lethal. This virus would attack the body of the infected person when he was afraid or could not control his anger. But in reality, they had learned to control themselves. They thought the city's soldiers were demons, but in reality, they were demons themselves. With this story ends. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video.